What a driveway. Yeah. So, that took about 2 years. About probably another year of planning to do this job here. We are down here in Silicon Valley where occasionally we'll have a healthy budget to do a job, and we finally had one here. We did some amazing stuff. We get a budget, look what we can do. Boom. This is a driveway that goes to the back side of a property here. And it's kind of a nice way of getting around to where you want to park your cars. And what we did was I put in queen palms as an alley effect. An alley effect is just like an alley, you know? Narrow alley, walls on both sides, alley. And that's what we have here. So I went and selected queen palms that will, all be matching. We put these in probably about 18 months ago. It takes about that long for the foliage to come out on the trees. And you can see some are faster than others. Like this tree here only has 3 new fronds. We trimmed it up nice and tight today to make it look good. Some trees will hold their fronds better than others. These trees over here, when they were shipped, we cropped off the ends. You can see these 2 here have cropped off ends. The ends were so long, it's better for the tree if you crop them off at the time of shipment. And you can see like this one up here, that was grown here. So the deal is with queen palms and all of these palms is they'll come with a certain amount of foliage, but that foliage will get completely wrecked in shipping, in stress, all those things being tied up. And ultimately what you want are the trees to push out new foliage that was completely born here. Like look at this tree. This tree has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fronds that were born here. So it's really starting to look nice. And some others are a little slower. But I tried to go for uniformity on these trees. I wanted the same caliper. They're not huge, but they're healthy caliper. And I wanted the heads to be as similar as possible. There's tremendous variability with these trees. And here's a really nice one. This might be the nicest tree here. You can see even though I picked all these trees to look the same, they still don't look the same. There's no such thing. This is like having 20 brothers and sisters from the same mom lining the driveway. They look pretty similar, but they're never the same. And here's a real nice one right here. It's finally getting a big head. And you can see what we did is we are very precise and particular about how we trim off the bark. That is the bark, and you want to kind of skin that off right there, and it will well, here's a little piece we missed. Look at that. So let me tell you something about this. This is really important here. When you want to pull this piece down, like in that case it would be big pieces like up there, but here's a good example because we can reach it. You don't want to pull this down because what can happen is it'll tear the part of the trunk here. This is the permanent part of the trunk. Wait, the reason I'm talking like this is because I had to take off my sunglasses. Let me do that. That's better. So you don't want to prune. You don't want to tear this down because it'll tear into the bark. You want to rather make it come off right here. Go sideways. You pull it sideways, this way, or up. Never down. Down will tear it. You don't want that permanent mark on the trunk. So that's really important. But you can make these trees really slick if you get a really good trim job on the trunk right here. You can see how we cut it. There's the point at which we cut it on the trunk, kind of skin it around with a little knife so it comes off. They'll come off naturally if you wait long enough, but we like to do it a little sooner. And that's the kind of cut you want to make right there. Just a nice, clean cut that is even with the trunk for a really good looking tree. Now, the other thing I did with these trees, it's June right now. We had a really wet winter, really long, cold winter. These trees are tropical and they don't like cold. And well, you can see here, the rains will leach all the fertilizer down in the ground. So you have a lot of rains, you're going to leach all that fertilizer. It's going to be gone. There's some fertilizer I put in today. The other thing that happened, look at this. You got to watch Golden Gate Palms quality control here. It's like an Easter egg hunt. This is like the egg that no one found. So I'm the last guy here. My guy's already left, so I'm gonna. I guess that one's for me to load up. So, but yeah, we spent all day trimming here. But with the fertilizer, I just fertilized here, but we have a sort of, I didn't design the irrigation system. They have kind of a subsurface irrigation system here, which I'm not a huge fan of because you can't really see it in operation. I have to run it for a long time before you can, see the saturation. Sometimes you never see the saturation because it just goes down. But the fertilizer is meant to be dissolved in water. So I ran around with the hose and I blasted all these trees. I cleaned off the foliage of the trees because it's good to get the dust off for the season. You can see, here you go. This is why the boss has to follow up to make things perfect. But anyway, yeah, you want to get all the dust off the trees, spray them down, wash them off so they can breathe better. But also, if you have a type of irrigation system that's not applying water at the surface of the ground at the base of the tree, you're going to want to spray down the fertilizer to liquefy it to get it down into the root zone. And then it'll start doing its thing. But these trees will start greening up. They'll get real green real quick here with the heat. It's like 100 degrees right now. It's really hot. I was hosing myself down all day. The other cool thing about these queen palms you want to know is the shadows that they put on the ground. They're very beautiful. Right here, you can see this. And you can see how they blow and how they shimmer. It's a really nice effect. So we'll do a little bit of a close-up of that. Isn't that pretty? You can hear the sound. Hear the sound of the trees blowing. So when you land it big, give me a call. We'll make a big, beautiful, long driveway. Well, I didn't actually do the driveway, but I used to do that kind of work. Not anymore. We will put some palm trees into the driveway of the guy that puts it in that I recommend to you, because I know plenty of those kind of guys. So that's the story here. I'm going to do my final quality control cleanup. And then I'm going to get on the freeway and drive 2 hours back home, because that's how much traffic there is in the Bay Area. So there you go. And that's all I know.